All right, we're back with Charlie and Scotty, and talking about the rest of the album. And what I'm going to do is, rather than me go down and cover every single song, um, I'm going to let them kind of talk about their favorites. And I know all of them are favorites, so you don't even have to say that. Nobody, it's like I've heard that statement many, many times. It's like, choosing your firstborn. Um, but no, just go ahead and talk about the songs that you want to.
Shall I go? Okay. Well, the first one, I don't know if it's my favorite. I guess it's the silence that we've just sort of talked about, and it's basically because that was the first song that triggered it for me. So that sort of inspired the rest of the album. So that's probably um, my first one. Plus, it's the first one that Tim came back with his keyboards on. And I just thought what it plays at the end of that track is amazing, really. It did a blistering keyboard solo at the end of it for about 3 minutes long, and it's
Yeah.
just what you want to hear in prog, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's number one for me.
What's
Oh,
another favorite?
Um, Probably King of Broken Things. Um, I think on that one, well, Charlie had actually come to my house to my sort of home studio, and we recorded the first two vocal takes for the first two tracks, and then I kind of played. I said to Charlie, "Oh, I've got an idea for a song. What do you think of this?" And then Charlie, what you took it away from there?
I demanded that you sent it to me as soon as possible, didn't I? So that I could work on it. I absolutely loved the vibe of The King of Broken Things. So that would be one of the ones that I'd picked as a favorite from the EP, definitely. The,
The keyboards, the soft piano, and
it's
then
beautiful, but
and then you unleash those electric guitars and the drums and bass.
the riff is
Yeah,
it's so measured that the tempo is so even and steady, but it just wallops you as soon as
it does.
the full instrumentation kicks in. And I love the vibe of that track, and I could immediately hear vocal melodies for it. Um, when those moments happen, you've just got to run with them. And I think you, I can't remember exactly, Scotty, but I think you worked on the arrangement for maybe a day or so, didn't you, before you sent me over a demo track? And I'd come up with the vocal ideas just as quickly, really, because I knew what I wanted to do with it. And something that I've wanted to work on as a vocalist as well is my backing vocal lines. Um, Usually, I don't have too much trouble coming up with the leads, but I'm quite an inexperienced writer. I'm pretty new at this game. Um,
You wouldn't know. I was just about to compliment him as one of the not only vocalists, I've already done that, but the lyrics that this guy writes are just like going back to the 70s and 80s. He really knows how to not only sum up, but really give you the emotion, which you don't really. I don't want to cut down any new bands, but you don't you don't always feel that, from my generation. We grew up with everything we grew up with, and I'm not even going to go through all that and take all day. But it's close to that, and very, very close in everything that he does. And so even if you say you're inexperienced, you absolutely don't sound that way.
that's very kind of you to say. Thank you.
No, just
Um,
there's a lot of emotion in what you write, and that's important.
it feeds through from the music. I couldn't write a song. I couldn't write chords to save my life. I don't know what they are. Goodness me.
Yeah, yeah,
um, but I keep being given these amazing tracks by Scotty, by Ghost the Machine, and other projects that I've worked on. It's just an absolute delight to receive that kind of music that inspires the the melodies that come from it, from within me, and inspired by the music and the lyrics as well. I always seem to find a story to tell within the music, but it's a real two-way process. It's not me driving that; it's the music in a lot of ways.
And those stories are wonderful because we, at least I did, grew up with Genesis, yes, all of them telling stories, even Rush, Led Zeppelin, all of these bands, and there's 1,000 more behind them. But yeah, that's storytelling, and he really has it notched, and keep them coming. Those are good
Thank you.
stories. How do you feel about anything you want to add to the King of Broken Things? Charlie, I mean, I'm sorry.
Oh, as I say, it's a wonderful piece of music. When I heard the final mix back from Scotty, with the absolutely searing guitar solo that comes into the final chorus, and all those layers of vocals that we'd recorded with my producer, Dom Benison, who I've been working with on quite a few things. So we recorded the vocals with Dom, but Scotty was responsible for the whole mix and master and overall production of this album. Top job, mate.
And he does that wonderful. I don't know if you caught that in my review. Al Stewart, You're the Cat, kind of. I mean, it's not a copy again, but it almost sounds like that. It's so perfect, that acoustic guitar on this song. If I'm using the right song here.
Yeah, it's just a blend of everything, really. I think we threw the kitchen sink at that track.
But do you
Yeah,
know what I'm talking about? You know who Al Stewart is? You're the Cat. Someday
oh,
when you get a chance to listen to it, that entire album is one of the most beautiful acoustic guitar albums, and it's a beautiful album in itself. Do you know what I'm talking about, Charlie?
No, I'm making a note of it to go and listen later.
Oh God, yeah. When you guys hear "You're the Cat," it'll blow you away. And Al Stewart is one of your best acoustic guitar players out of the UK, at least from the 70s and 80s, or more of the 70s. But yeah, there's that feeling. I mean, no, it's again not a copy. You guys haven't even heard of them. But no, it gives you that feeling that you get when you hear that, which is wonderful.
Yeah, it's an epic tune. I'm really proud of how that one came out.
All right, how about you guys? Let's come back. I try not to talk, but when I love something, it's like you said. I tend to write better reviews when I love the music like this. It just really comes out of you. You can't help it. It's like Charlie said. Some of them, I'm like, God, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? Yours, boom. Yeah, now I know exactly what I'm going to say. In fact, yeah,
That's great. I mean, you were quick off the mark with the review, I remember.
try to. Yeah.
Yeah. No, we really appreciate that.
What are some other songs that really were any of them hard to come by, or it sounds like most of this flowed pretty easily for you guys?
It did actually, didn't it? The only one we had trouble with didn't make it onto the EP.
Well, there you go. That's one way. You're
yeah,
too hard. We'll save you for the next album, maybe here.
Yeah, I'd like
that's
to
it.
revisit that one.
There's a secret track and
Yeah.
take it on. But I think for me, and it's kind of my third favorite is The Flood as well. And the reason that one was kind of difficult was because there's no actual chorus as such on that song. So when I was writing it, I'm thinking, does it need a chorus here or here? And it just didn't work. But when Charlie sent the vocals back, I just thought it just doesn't actually need one.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It
that's
just builds and builds and builds. I actually found this one very easy to write. Coincidentally, I think this one I wrote within an hour,
Wow.
and then I
Tell me
demoed
that.
it in the hour after. And the way it built reminded me of water, hence the flood.
Yeah.
Um, so it's they're all my favorites. Come on. But the flood was one of the vocal parts that I'm most proud of, because it was outside the confines of a verse chorus structure. You had to find another way to keep that intensity rising. So I think that came from the emotional side of it, what I'm singing about, how the music is building, and where that's taking me.
And even though he's not here, Tim Lofthouse is a keyboard player, and I can see from what both of you guys are saying, and I love his keyboards. He really is a genius when it comes to it. I mean, it's different, it sounds different, and he knows just when to add and when to hold back. And missed him being here, but yeah, I understand everyone has, a lot going on in their lives. But I think you guys would both say that or you both have said that he's kind of his riffs, or Charlie's guitar. I'm sorry, Scotty's guitar riffs, kind of lead this off, right? Who would you say, Scotty? You or Tim or both? I think on the one song you said Tim, but
Yeah, I guess when I wrote them, it was all pretty much guitar based, and I just put a few keys on to sort of suggest, where I kind of wanted it to go. But then Tim just took it to another level, or another level above that. I mean, he's just such a great musician, and yeah, I mean, he's a bit of a local legend around the area where we live. I think he's been in quite a few bands, and he's in a band at the moment. And yeah, he can just hear it, and he's almost pitch perfect with it. You can just hear it and play it, and it's that's beyond my skill.
And mine. No, he's made himself a few new fans with
oh yeah,
kind of our crowd that we already have from our other bands. A lot of people saying, "Wow, who's this Tim guy? Let me check out everything that he's done."
yeah. And like I say, he knows just how much to put in there. Some keyboardists, I won't mention any names, but I have to have my keyboards all over this thing. And it's like, and I love the keyboard, so I don't usually mind that, but sometimes you can say too much, but he just knows the perfect portions, and that's excellent. And Scotty fills in with the guitar, and the combination is really fantastic.
No, thank you for that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, anything else you want to say about any other songs on the album? Anything you want to add?
I think we've covered quite a lot of ground there, haven't we? All I will say is that we're really, really thrilled with the reaction that people have had to this EP. It's exceeded our expectations, I think.
Oh, great.
We
There will
we
be
did,
more then.
yeah. I mean, we didn't know how it was going to be received, but we've said to each other, that obviously, Ghost of the Machine 2 is the priority at the moment, but given that there's been so much love for this project, it would be a real shame not to revisit it as soon as we can.
Well, that's good to hear. Yeah, no, I'm glad you brought that up, because that was one thing I hadn't asked. How's it being received? That's wonderful. And is it worldwide, or UK, Europe, or you and you mentioned US tours, and I'm hoping that's true, because I would love to see you guys live. And not maybe not for this band, yeah, but I mean, go ahead.
You might well see Ghost of the Machine in the US.
Oh, good.
We have had conversations with a certain person who would help us to make that happen at some point. Probably.
Festivals or
I can't go into any details about that just yet, but it's a possibility. Watch this space. It may happen.
well, it'd be great to have you for Nearfest or Rozfest or any of those big festivals. You guys would be
We'd jump
more
at the
than welcome.
chance.
Yeah,
We'd jump at the chance if it was available. Fingers crossed.
let's hope. Yeah. All right. One last question then. Is there anything that I've left out here or anything else you guys want to say that we might have missed?
I think we've pretty much covered it, really. As Charlie said, the priorities Ghost of the Machine album #2. But I am sort of writing a little bit in the background, both projects. There's the track that didn't make it on. That might need some work, but potentially it could get on there. I have a couple of tracks that are nearing completion. So yeah, we'll see. We'll hopefully get a full album out, and yeah, we'll just take it from there. As I say, it's more of a studio project than live, but you never say never.
Yeah. Especially with the, feeling you're getting from people.
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like when you asked about where it had been received. I mean, we've had orders from as far as Australia, US, Canada, Poland, Germany. It's literally worldwide. It's just
Right.
I'm still in shock from it, to be honest.
It must be. Yeah. I mean, as an independent artist, you're like, no one's going to listen to this. It's like when I first started this whole thing, I was like, who's going to watch these? And then people are watching them. But yeah, same thing. You kind of lowball everything and then find out later, hey, you're doing pretty good. That's
I
great.
think there's a surprising audience that's really happy that this kind of music is still being made. And I think
I'm one of them.
yeah, exactly. Well, this isn't it's not one of those complex symphonic prog records. I think it's a bit more accessible. I think it would appeal to fans of rock, AOR, as well as our prog audience. It has a nice balance, and that bears out in a lot of the commentary and the reviews that we've read. People just seem to have really enjoyed it, which is absolutely wonderful. So if any of your viewers and readers haven't heard Shadows on Mercury yet, they can hear us on all the usual streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, and it's available for purchase digitally on Bandcamp as well. So shadowsonmercury.bandcamp.com.
And he does have the CDs. Do you have vinyl as well, or?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
We would have to gauge the interest to see whether vinyl is viable. We did have a short CD run, but we actually sold out.
Oh my God, that's excellent.
Yeah, a bit faster than we thought we might, which is great. But at the same time, we've got people saying, "Can I buy a CD?" And we're having to say, "Unfortunately, not." But maybe wait for the album in the future.
And just, I know I've been plugging this a lot lately, but just got done talking with a band, not a band, a record company here in Bellingham, and they're putting out a plastic album vinyl. I mean, it's not vinyl, and it's they're going to be doing it for Earth Day because it's more ecologically friendly or earth friendly. So if you're interested in that, I can share their email and sounds as good as vinyl, but it doesn't have some of the costs that come with creating vinyl.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be fantastic. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. They've tested it. I think they said in the Netherlands, and it's equal to the sound of vinyl and much safer. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know that was a thing. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know about it until they talked to me. Yeah. Anything else? Well, hey, thank you very much for taking the time today to get together. And I know it's a busy time of year. You guys obviously are working on a lot of different projects, but thanks for taking some time out to talk with us. And everyone get out there and listen to this album. Just give it a chance. And believe me, they'll do the rest. It's really wonderful. And also Ghost in the Machine, check that out as well. I think I reviewed that one as well and love that. And yeah, give them both a little airplay, listen to it, and I think that's all you need.
Thanks very much. Really appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, hold on. I'm going to turn this off.